Starting today, Nairobi will be taking center stage, hosting the IDC IT Security Summit titled Battling Sophisticated Threats, Security Strategies for the Resilient Enterprise. And joining us now to talk us through what this is all about is Maksym Schipka, Director of the European Research Center and Global Research and Analysis Team at Kaspersky. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon, Maksym. Let's take a look at what exactly, first of all, this summit is hoping to achieve.
Well, this summit is hoping to increase the awareness of the threats that the internet users will be exposed to with a wider adoption of internet across the whole Africa. So what we've learned is a number of users believe that these threats is something that happens out there but is unlikely to happen to themselves. So IDC Roadshow is here to demonstrate that these are real threats that need to be taken care of and help the sub-Saharan Africa to learn from the experiences that Europe had during its internet adoption.
Do you think that it's going to be hard to convince businesses to go down this route and adopt stricter security measures? As you say, they believe that it's something that happens out there, not necessarily to them. So what do you see business buy-in being in terms of IT being a business enabler as opposed to yet another cost?
Yes, absolutely. Security nowadays needs to be seen as a business enabler, simply because the cyber world presents a large amount of different threats that can affect the business up to its closure. In terms of persuading the business of the need to implement security, it's a matter of demonstrating the right return on investment and educating the businesses about the types of threats that are out there, as well as providing them with the right information with regards to how to choose the security solution. We all know that there's a number of them out there, but not all of them are equal, and that's exactly what I was talking about during my presentation today.
If we look at the top 3 issues that need to be addressed, I mean, what ranks as priority, especially when it comes to African businesses?
Well, a number of things that need to be taken into account. First of all, according to my presentation, the most popular operating system being used here is quite an old Windows XP operating system, which has a number of vulnerabilities and issues. And it's also an operating system that the bad guys, cyber criminals, are comfortable working with. And Kenya-specific statistics that I looked at had threats specific to Windows XP operating system that wouldn't otherwise work in your operating systems. So probably one of the points is to consider upgrading to more modern operating systems that present with a higher level of security against the existing threats. In addition to that, of course, keeping your operating system, your applications up to date, especially Adobe Reader. We all have heard about the recent threats around Adobe PDF file format. And of course, choosing the proper security solution that's specific to your organization. Mm-hmm. And that security solution is going to be different for hospitals, for banks, and for other types of businesses. And of course, educating your users is of utmost importance. It doesn't matter how good solution you have in place, unless you educate your users, it might become useless.
Well, Maksym, of course, there's no better teacher than experience itself. So when it comes to businesses actually experiencing cybercrime for themselves, just how prevalent is it, especially on a Kenyan scenario?
Well, the problem is there, definitely. Within Kenya, right now, there are self-propagating viruses that are most popular. It is not the case with the rest of the world. So the global picture slightly differs from picture in Kenya and sub-Saharan Africa in particular. The main reason for that, I believe, is the adoption of the internet connectivity. The modern threats in the world, global threats, rely heavily on having very fast internet connection. The threats that are currently available and popular in sub-Saharan Africa use internet a lot less. But that also means that in the future it's very likely to change, and I believe Sub-Saharan Africa is in a very good position to learn from other country experiences.
Of course, this is an evolving issue, though, that companies need to constantly be keeping up with. It's not like we can say, let's get this sorted out now and then we're all set. So are companies well equipped in terms of keeping up with this ongoing demand, and are the right skills out there that will cater to their needs moving forward?
Well, that's an interesting point that you bring. It's impossible to just say that from today onwards my company is protected. It's an ongoing battle there that needs to, that does happen every single day. I've been quoting the numbers. Kaspersky Lab sees around 38,000 brand new malicious samples submitted to it. That's a huge, huge number. A number of organizations even find those threats as something like a year after they end up on their infrastructure. So they do need to invest more in understanding how secure their infrastructure is, because if the bad guys steal the confidential information from those organizations, it may mean the end of the business.